I have got something creepy and new to share with you today. A Box of Stories has released a horror book subscription. Keep watching to find out what's inside and how you can get a special offer by using my code. Hey guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. Today we are unboxing the horror book box from A Box of Stories. So they've kindly sent me their new book subscription and we're going to unbox it today. So I'll tell you a little bit of information about the subscription. It is for horror book lovers like myself. So if you like a good scary story, then this is going to be a book subscription you're going to want to get your hands on. There are a few different options in terms of what you sign up to. If you use my discount code CRYSTALBOOKS, you will get a free shipping for the life of your horror book subscription. You'll get a free tote bag and 10% off your subscription as well. Definitely check that out if you're placing an order. Okay, so this is a bi-monthly subscription. So that means you'll get a box every other month. And there are two kind of main options for this. So you can get Horror Basic or Horror Plus, and it's Horror Plus that we'll be unboxing today. So for the Horror Basic, you basically get 2 or 3 brand new horror books. You get to choose whether you want 2 or 3. It includes one which will be a latest release, and you are a member of an exclusive cult-like community. Or if you are interested in the Horror Plus option, which is even more exciting, then as well as getting the 2 or 3 books, whatever you're choosing, one of which will be a latest release, and as well as getting the exclusive access to their community app, you'll also get limited edition themed merchandise and collectibles. So I'm pretty excited about that. I should also mention this subscription retails from $18.99 a month, depending on which option you go for, how many books you get, etc. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. So it comes in this green box. So with my code, CRYSTALBOOKS, as well as getting free shipping for the life of your horror book subscription, you also get this pretty cool tote bag, which says Horror, A Box of Stories. And then it also has these 2 creepy hands and it says, the creepier, the better. And of course it's black, because what other colour would you associate with horror? A tote bag to put your new books in, and I'm going to show you the extras last, I think. I want to look at the books as much as I really want to look at the extras. Ooh, sorry. As I'm kind of looking in the box, I'm like discovering more and more. So there is a little leaflet here that says, Dear Horror Box subscribers, they met in the cemetery every night at midnight. Not on purpose exactly, but not quite by accident either. The only place a person, gasping for a cigarette, could safely stand was in the unkempt graveyard behind this church of St. Anthony, the Anchorite. Books can be as addictive as nicotine. They have a peculiar power to keep us up past our bedtime. As children, we fall asleep to fairy tales and visit other worlds with our flashlights under our covers. As we grow up, our days get longer, our nights get shorter, but a good story can still grab us like a monster, reaching up from under the bed and pull us into a different kind of dreamland. That's definitely happened to me. Graveyard shift began as a nightmare, the worst sort of insomnia. For years I was doomed to the night side of life, a sleepwalker wandering the long silent hours between darkness and daylight. I was never alone in that twilight zone where all our petty fears grow monstrous, feeding on our greatest doubts and deepest secrets. The most frightening thing lurking in those shadows are the parts of ourselves we hide from the light. Hold still, they whisper. You've got sleep in your eyes. What happens when we open them wide? Horror gives our fears and secrets shape. Horror is a hall of mirrors where we're forced to face our warped reflections, our twisted innards, the thin veneer of our humanity. They met us in the cemetery every night at midnight. But the anchorites only have one night, 9 hours, to find their way out of the labyrinth. Will you make it till morning, or let the darkness swallow you whole? The clock is ticking. Love, M.L. Rio. Ooh, in the bottom of the box it says, happy reading. Okay, so let's do the books first. The first book I see is Beware the Woman by Megan Abbott. And it's a hardback, but it's not too large, so not too kind of intimidating if you like. a bit of yellow inside as well. It says, from New York Times best-selling and award-winning author Megan Abbott, an eerie and prescient novel about a family holiday that takes a terrifying turn. Honey, I just want you to have everything you ever wanted. That's what JC's mum always told her. And JC feels like she finally does. Newly married with a baby on the way, JC and her husband Jed go to visit his father, Dr. Ash, in his remote cottage in the woods of northern Michigan. From the moment they arrive, JC feels bathed in love by Dr. Ash, if less so by his housekeeper, the enigmatic Mrs. Brandt. Then JC has a health scare. Swiftly, all eyes are on JC's condition, and whispers about Jed's long-dead mother and complicated family history seem to be intruding upon the present. As the days pass, JC feels trapped in the cottage, her body under the looking glass. But are her fears founded, or is this, as it is suggested to her, a stubborn refusal to take necessary precautions to protect her unborn child? The dense woods surrounding the cottage are full of dangers, but are the greater ones inside? Then we have a book from Christina Henry, and this one is Horseman. Everyone in Sleepy Hollow knows about the Horseman. And this is a paperback. Everyone in Sleepy Hollow knows about the Horseman, but no one really believes in him. Not even Ben Van Brunt's grandfather, Brumbones, who was there when it was said the Horseman chased the upstart Crane out of town. Brom says that's just a legend. The village gossips talking. More than 30 years after those storied events, the village is a quiet place. 14-year-old Ben loves to play Sleepy Hollow boys, reenacting the events Brom once lived through. But then Ben and a friend stumble across the headless body of a child in the woods near the village. And the discovery makes Ben question everything the adults in Sleepy Hollow have ever said. Could the Horseman be real after all, or does something even more sinister stalk the woods? And then finally, in my box, I have Grade Yard Shift by M.L. Rio, which obviously links to this that I read you. It says, by the best-selling author of If We Were Villains. And it's got like a creepy kind of rat on the front. The best-selling author of If We Were Villains returns with an uncanny, dark tale of secrets lurking in an open grave. Every night in the college's ancient cemetery, 5 people cross paths as they work the late shift. A bartender, a rideshare driver, a hotel receptionist, the steward of the derelict church that looms over them, and the editor-in-chief of the college paper. One dark October evening, they find a hole that wasn't there before. A fresh, open grave, where no grave should be. But who dug it? And for whom? When the gravedigger returns, the group trail him through the night, only to realise he may be the key to a string of strange happenings around town, and that they may be closer to the mystery than they thought. So this is a bit of a kind of shorter read. This one's like 145 pages, but it sounds quite interesting. So those are the books. Also in here we have a couple of bookmarks. Always handy, I seem to lose bookmarks quite a lot. And on the back of one of the bookmarks it says, the world's greatest stories aren't always on the bestseller shelves. Box of Stories fills your shelves with undiscovered treasures, bringing you horror, fiction, thrillers and fantasy that never made it to the front window but should have. We don't just think outside the box, we read outside the box. This is for those who judge a book by its story, not its cover. And that is one of the things that A Box of Stories is all about. It's about saving those books that might otherwise not get read. So it's a great way to discover something new. So on to the goodies that I keep promising. So we get a tea bag. This one is from the Tea People, and it's Moringa Passion Fruit Exotic Fruit Blend. And it says to brew for 4 to 6 minutes, and it is a fruit tea, so it's not got any caffeine or anything in it. Then we have this interesting black envelope, which has got some bits and bobs in it, and then I've got some other little envelope as well. Oh, this is cute. Night is when the real and the illusory dissolve. It's a magnet, like a kind of flat magnet, nice and creepy. And then you also get a tarot type card. If, like I said, you get the box with all the extras. And then there's also this. So there are a couple of pictures. Let me show you these properly. So there's a little card that explains a little bit about the kind of like an art print, I would describe it as. Sorry, it's super reflective with my light there. This is Mama Wata, which is a powerful water spirit in West African folklore. She's often depicted as a beautiful mermaid with long, flowing hair, sometimes holding a mirror or snakes. Mama Water is associated with wealth, beauty and fertility. She can be beneficent or malevolent, depending on the obedience of her followers. She can shower them with good luck or drown them for insolence. And then we have the Ads, a vampiric creature in Nigerian folklore. It transforms into a firefly or a small insect to slip into homes and feed on the victim's blood. If captured, it reverts to human form, becoming even more dangerous with powerful magic that brings misfortune, illness, or death. Often linked to witchcraft, deception, and trickery, those suspected of being one are feared and shunned. So that's the box. Don't forget to use the code CRYSTALBOOKS for a special little offer on your book box. So as a recap, I got the 3 books, one of which is a hardback. That little note from one of the authors, which I think is pretty cool. The art prints with those little cards for the descriptions. The tea and the bookmarks. I also got that like little tarot card and that super cute little magnet. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching the unboxing. Let me know in the comments if you're a horror fan and if you're going to check out this subscription. I'd really like it if they give the video a thumbs up. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm producing. And I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.